So more than 2.5 million people signed a petition calling for leniency for the illegal migrant accused of killing 3 as he and his brother face deportation. It says this, quote, "This was a tragic accident, not a deliberate act. While accountability matters, the severity of the charges against him does not align with the circumstances of the incident. The driver has no prior record with fully cooperating with authorities." Here to react is former DHS Secretary, Executive Vice President, and Chief Strategy Officer at America First Policy Institute, Chad Wolf. Chad, does he deserve sympathy? Do you agree with the 2.5 million who want leniency?
Well, I don't agree with that petition at all. No, this individual was here illegally. Obviously doesn't speak the language, probably had a very difficult time understanding road signs and the like, and unfortunately killed 3 individuals with his actions. And so where's the sympathy for the victims here? We see this time and time again from the left is they will run to the side of the illegal alien committing an act or a crime of some kind, but they give little deference. They give little attention to the victims of those crimes as well.
So we'll see what happens. The petition demands these 3 things: reasonable sentence, parole eligibility, alternative sentencing measures. Keep in mind, he was caught speeding and either relied or other companies were involved with giving an illegal immigrant a commercial driver's license. So he was basically a moving time bomb, if you ask me. The other story we're covering this morning is Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Remember, he was immediately deported to El Salvador because suspected of being a MS-13 gang member, as well as being a 2-time domestic abuser. But they brought him back from El Salvador because the judge said that was the one place he was in danger in. So now that he's back, he could be deported within 72 hours to Uganda, or he could be reported to Costa Rica. Your thoughts about how it's being handled and the sympathy he's starting to drum up?
Well, again, the left, this is their cause, right? They're going to run to those that the Trump administration is simply enforcing the law on. I think it's important to remember Abrego Garcia came into the country around 2011 illegally. He got a final order of removal from an immigration judge in 2019 that says you have no legal right to be here in the United States and you must leave. He declined, or he defied that order as well. And then he got a withholding of removal that said we can send him anywhere except El Salvador. And I know the Trump administration disagrees with that. So if I'm the Trump team, obviously they're pursuing charges against him, human trafficking charges and the like. And I'm sure they want to see that through. But they also have the ability to remove him to another safe third country, Costa Rica, Uganda, or basically anywhere else in the world that we have agreements. And so they're likely going to do that. They should do that. He has no legal right to be here in the United States.
Governor Wes Moore says, I want due process. I just simply want a court and a judge to decide what is going to be the future of his fate. And he said Donald Trump is making excuses for a broken immigration system instead of trying to fix it. What do you think about what the governor of Maryland said?
Well, I think it's just wrong. We talk about due process in this case. Abrego Garcia got his due process when he saw an immigration judge in 2019. That judge, again, I'll reiterate, said you don't have a legal right to be here in the United States and you must leave. And he defied that order. So the Trump team has the ability to remove this individual. Obviously, the circumstances are a little bit more complicated now. But the ability to remove this individual is not in question. It should not be in question. And you see all these people, you see the, Democratic congressmen saying he must remain in his home, here in Maryland. That is not his home. He is not a U.S. citizen. And so he needs to be removed from the country and likely will not be returning.
All right. Former acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf, thanks so much.